G'day folks, it's Pete here to help you out with a few technical difficulties. We understand how stressful this must be for parents and students trying to log into the online learning platforms, and we just ask that you remain calm. Please try not to get overwhelmed by all of this. It is day one and everybody thinks that they can't do something before they can. We know that you are doing the best that you can, and so are we. We all need to have reasonable expectations of what is achievable and continue to do our best for all of our students. If something isn't working, that's okay. This is a great way to demonstrate problem solving, resilience, persistence to your children, and that remaining calm helps us all to think clearly. I'm going to help solve a few technical problems today, if I may. It seems as though there is a lot of traffic going to the Springers Learning Hub this morning, and some parents may be experiencing difficulty and seeing an error such as server is busy, in which case try refreshing the page, which would be the little circular arrow there on Google Chrome. Sometimes it's placed in the search bar over here. And try and load the page again. And if it doesn't load, take a break, go get a coffee, have some lunch, and try again a little later on. Please be patient. We have had a number of requests for parents to join the Springers Learning Hub. You need to be aware that only students are allowed access to the Springers Learning Hub. Parents who are asking permission to join the Learning Hub will be denied. This will go for brothers, sisters, even EQ employees that work at other schools. This will need, the students will need to use their EQ student MIS ID, which will be the initial of their first name and the first 4 letters of surname and a number. So for example, my name's Pete Schumacher, so mine is PSCHU18, right? Fred Flintstone might be FFLIN 7. Many students are being locked out of their account because the password has been entered incorrectly more than 3 times. EQ student MIS IDs are case specific. For example, if the password was springs.81, then the first S has to be uppercase, and the lowercase s would also have to be lowercase. Aldo, our technician, will continue to check locked accounts throughout the day and will proceed to unlock them. Once again, please be patient and we will work through the problems one at a time. Now, there are 2 different ways, well, more than 2, but there's 2 predominant ways that people will get into the Learning Hub. You may have been running off a link going into a web page that the teacher has that your class teacher has emailed you, and that takes you to a page that looks similar to this. If this is the case, you put in the student's MIS ID, and then you put in their password, case specific, remember, and then you click I agree to the conditions and sign in. Alternatively, other people may be using an iPad. If this is the case, they may be using the SharePoint app, which can be seen on the screen that I've got the red circle around there. When you open the app, you will be met with this screen here. You will need to put in your child's EQ MIS ID, followed by @eq.edu.au. This is your student's email address. Then the password that goes along with it. After you've done that, this screen will arrive. It's the same screen as we saw before. On this one, you will only need to put your MIS ID and then the password and click I agree to the terms and conditions and then sign in. And then you should come along and it will tell you that it's setting up the account. Once it's set up the account, you'll be able to see a screen like this where you can see the Student Springers Learning Hub. Click on that and then it will take you into the Learning Hub. the Learning Hub, it may take you to a section which is year level specific. But when you first come onto the Learning Hub in the morning, you'll want to do the role. Okay, so if you come over here and you can click on the home screen, and then when you've got the whole school one up that looks a little bit like this, you can then scroll down, and on the right hand side, in where this white box is, you'll be able to see where you can do the online roll call. It's really quite simple. As you can tell, up here it says that it's open from 8:30 to 9:30 each day. That's why this box doesn't actually look like it's meant to at the moment. On this side scroll bar down here, if I come down, you can see a section that says Request for Teacher Assistance and Request for ICT Assistance. If I click on that, it will open up in another page, and then you'll have to click on the new section. Here it comes. Please don't click on this Add New Items part here. Come up here and click the plus. Enter the student's class here and enter whatever comment or issue it's got. This is a quicker way to communicate with a teacher at our school than maybe emailing your teacher direct. And for the ICT assistance, you'll go straight to Aldo, our technician, and he'll get back to you with help if you need it as quick as you possibly can. If I go into year level, I'm just going to go into year 3. If we come into year 3 here, you can see that on the far right hand side there are some important links. These will take you to the different online platforms that your child will need to complete their work. Some of them you would already be well versed in, such as Reading, Eggs and Mathletics, and then there's other ones like the Padlet down here, which will be really useful, and you'll become used to working with that too. Down the bottom, as I scroll down, you can see down here there's a Year 3 document library and another link to the Padlet as well. Over here, we've got the Request for ICT Assistance and Request for Teacher Assistance. At the moment, those ones are inactive because, as you can imagine, we're building this website as we go. Hopefully, by the time you see this video, they will be up and running. But at this point in time, please only use the Request for ICT Assistance and Request for Teacher Assistance on the Student Springers Learning Hub homepage. One last thing is that this box here is actually a video that gives you a tour, once again, through the Student Springers Learning Hub. Please feel free to go and have another look at that and encourage your students to watch that so that they understand how best to access this hub. Well, that's probably enough from me right now, but can I just ask one thing? That you go back into your emails and have a look for the attached documents that are called Frequently Asked Questions 1 and 2. That, if you go through and read those, you'll get a much greater understanding of the context that we as a school are working under, and maybe even answer some of those questions that you've been wanting answers to. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you'll be able to solve these problems with your students, and I really hope that we can see you all back at school sooner rather than later. Thanks very much. Have a great day.